stop. Before we go on with today's tennis tip, the one you want, how to get more power on your forehand and backhand ground strokes. The things in the video don't work unless you understand the ball striking, the moment of contact. That's in a previous tip I'm going to link in the description. Go watch that, come back, and I'm going to show you how you can hit massive amounts of power on your forehand and backhand, how anyone can with these principles. Okay, there's two sources of power I want to talk about in this video. The first, in previous video, we talked about the unit turn, how the downswing makes the upswing. It's momentum. The drop down and gives you power, like a roller coaster or like a swing set. Use the downswing to make the upswing. Hopefully you have that one down. But even more important than that, I want to talk about how your body segments should load and uncoil into the ball. So feet to the knees to the hip to the shoulder, and then finally the arm. Now watch how when I swing my racket fast, each segment is going to coil a little bit more than the previous one. So my shoulders are turned a little bit more than my hips are turned a little bit more than my knees, and my knees are coiled in a little bit more than my feet. So it's all well and good to understand that, but you have to understand two other concepts in relationship to body segments uncoiling. One is ground reaction force. You can't shoot a cannon from a canoe. You can't be running and getting lots of power. You always got to get a foot stopped. For every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. You're always going to be pushing off the ground to initiate the axial rotation of these body segments uncoiling. This is fundamental. Watch this compilation of Roger Federer forehands from all over the court. Watch how he always gets that back right foot stopped. Even when he's on the full stretch, it's going to get stopped so he can initiate body segments uncoiling. Another thing I noticed that prevents people from utilizing these body segments properly is muscle tension. People are just so tight when they play tennis. Your goal should be to be like a boxer in the ring where you're moving fast but your musculature is loose. The anatomy of the body with the joints and muscles and tendons, for all that stuff to elongate and work properly, you have to be loose, you have to be breathing out at the hit in order to generate some racket head speed. I'm not opposed to trying a mimosa before you play in the morning and see if you perform a little better. One myth perpetrated in tennis is that it's the shoulders opening up that generate power. That just isn't the case. When the foot pushes off and pulls the knee, the hip, and then eventually pulls the right shoulder, actually if you can prevent your left shoulder from opening too much, you'll hit even harder. It works as a reactive brake. When the body stops, the arm will shoot out even faster. That's why I cannot spill my McDonald's coffee and still hit a pretty hard ball. You also want to think about the body segments leading up to the arm as throwing the arm out to the target. You don't want to let your arm continue around with the body segments. When the body stops, the arm gets thrown inside out, away from your body, out to the target. And then what we see from pros oftentimes is the recovery, the follow through, eventually pulling across their body. But the swing just doesn't go in the shape of a merry-go-round. It'll always be in a Ferris wheel when it comes down to kinetics and what you're trying to do. Even if I go cross court, I'm trying to use my body segments to translate my arm out to the target before I come around. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Let me know if you think this makes sense and it could help you hit the ball harder. Either way, please subscribe to the channel, show your support, like the video. Also follow my other project, Victory Tennis Programs, link in the description. Be sure to subscribe. We're doing free tennis lessons for kids in communities that might otherwise not be able to have world-class tennis instruction. Thanks for your support. I'll see you next time.